Okay. Um, please let me know if the volume is too loud and or too soft, and I will be sure to adjust it. Hiya, hello. Hello Brink, hello Ghoul, hello Wolf with Sword. Hello Gideoneer, hello Boulder. I was not late. Hello Ty, hello Cogs, right? Um, hello Meridian. You redeemed the chocolate awfully early. Hello Random Logic. Hello Alex. Hello Goblins. Hello The Ready Steady. Hello Mobile Armor, hello Spooky One, hello iTwins, and I think that is everyone. So today, I really hope I didn't miss anyone. Um, oh well. Yes, so I do have the heart rate monitor on screen because we're going to need to cross compare it. Um, I do think I have a solution that will work for us. Um, and hello Z Attack. Hello, hello. 109, 114. Yes, that's correct. Keep in mind, I did just get done working out. It was actually, is the on-screen sourced from somewhere else? Yes, so I'm actually wearing a chest monitor right now. And this is what the chest monitor is reading. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, iTwins. It's nice but never necessary. But thank you so much. I hope you have a good time while you're here. Okay, so we ran into some issues because we weren't able to get a constant application of force. So what I did was I went out and found as many different like rubber bands and hair ties as possible. So we're going to try those. I did do like 5 minutes of experimentation on myself to make sure that it was possible. So we won't just like spin our wheels. That must have been a fun shopping spree. No, I just went back to my parents' house and asked them for like some rubber bands. That's okay though. Harbor Freight. Oh my gosh. Everything except the sensors actually designed for this. Did they ask questions? No. Dude, I'm still worried about my dad finding the stream. And if he did, hello, Dad. Monka. You know, I can't mentally prepare for that day, but I know for a fact it's coming. But yes, so the idea is Ori Dad. Yes, Ori Dad. Okay, there we go. And I just need to place this guy correctly. Okay, so it's very similar. Hi, Ori. This is your dad, Merle. Very proud of you. This is why you don't tell people you stream. Yeah. Yes. You guys are definitely all my dad. I still haven't told anyone. Good for you. Okay. So I learned 2 things. One, this guy is going to have to run perpendicular with wherever we're applying the force. So if we place it like this, we'd have to place the rubber band this way, or whatever is applying force this way. If you do it in parallel, it will not actually work. So that's one thing that I figured out. So I'm just going to find my cardioid real quick. It should be like right there. This should be the right location. And we are going to apply this and apply our other guy. But yeah, happy Friday, guys. Congrats on making it to Friday. You know, that is indeed an accomplishment. No one knows you're Michael Reeves? I don't think... What if Cogs is actually Michael Reeves? That'd be insane, dude. Also, like... I don't know. And hello. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? You said you would keep quiet. Keep that quiet, Ellie? That would explain a lot? How would that explain a lot? Okay, so I think what the combination I found out that worked is these 2 plus 2 other rubber bands should be enough to get the force detection working. Okay. These 2 plus 2 rubber bands. Okay. So if I just leave this guy still, the problem is my heart rate is so erratic right now that it's going to be difficult to kind of pin it down. Could do this with less bands if you added a hard thing like a coin backing the FSR. Yes, we could do that. 1 second. Let me grab a quarter. I'll try that. Give me a second. Oh, wait. 1 second. I think I have quarters. Okay, I am back. So yeah, I do have quarters from the failed previous experiment. And hydration check. Thank you. I will hydrate. But yeah, let's see. What else has been new? I do want to finish this project today, if at all possible. Though I'm not 100% sure how easy this will be. But I really do want to finish it. So if it's at all possible, I'd like to get it done. The side of my head is bleeding. I don't know why. Oh, that's okay. So once we get this part working, we're gonna be in for probably quite a bit of programming, for lack of a better word. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of this? I feel like in general, this is something we shouldn't be doing. But then again, we're adults, kind of. We're kind of adults. And hello, Justine. Welcome in. Hopefully you've been doing well, Justine. But that's okay. You know, sometimes you got to break a few lemons to make lasagna or something along those lines, right? Okay. Still not much harder, to be honest. Dude, my heart's beating too fast. This is problematic. Because if my heart was slower beating, it would be a lot easier to interpret this. Lemons actually sound kind of good in lasagna. Okay, and we want this as static as possible besides the heartbeats. But the problem is that my heart's beating like twice a second. So it's fairly difficult to get that down pat. Okay. This looks pretty okay. Also, we're going to have to figure out probably a better method of keeping this guy in place. Okay, ever since I've joined the Twitch Discord, it doesn't tell me when you're on. So I actually don't have any alerts. So tranquilizer for science? Wait, what type of tranquilizer are you thinking? Hold on. I could try to lower my heart rate. Hold on, let me just try a jutsu. I don't think it worked, guys. Oh well. No, it's not you or your Discord, but I haven't gotten any Twitch alerts for anyone since following. Her weeb is showing. If anyone can tell me what jutsu that is, I will be impressed. Not that that matters. I'll do it again if anyone would like to try. Yeah, okay. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, you two. Okay. So I want to hold this guy as still as possible and see if it's picking up our heart rate. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, I think this is the grabbing the wrist gave it away. This, and then this. I think. Also, dude, I'm such a loser, bro. Why do I have that memorized? Sorry. I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have jutsu memorized. Finding is the proper threshold for the resistor value is going to be a pain. No, so I'm just going to use 10 kilo ohms because this guy is approximately fine. That is why, well, 5 kilo ohms will also work. We essentially, when we're making a voltage divider here, I believe to give it the highest fidelity, of course this is completely out of nowhere, but the highest fidelity should be whatever this is. It's whatever the average of this number is. So if I am completely straight, we want it about somewhere between 5 and 7 kilo, or like 5 and 7 kilo ohms. Let me see if I have a 10K. If we have a 10K, we might use that. If not, we'll have to use we'll use 2 resistors in series. Also, we're all nerds. Don't worry about the jitsu thing. Yeah, right? We're all a little bit nerdy here. We're all just a tiny bit nerdy. Nodders. Okay, to be fair, I think I have told you guys this. My boss taught me that. Not my current boss, but my last boss taught me that jutsu. That sounds so bad. No. Sorry. I'm sorry, I just realized that sounds really bad. This was also the same boss that we'd like leave. Dude, we were children. We were children, bro. This was the same boss where I hid like the plastic Chipotle knives in chairs. And then we would also like regularly play chess too during, oh my gosh. It was a good time. When you weren't in the hotel lobby frantically coding at 2 a.m., it was great. The other time's not as great, though. Or just for the record, it's not us this time that is telling you all of this. What do you mean? I'm a little confused what you mean. Okay, but I am just going to put these in series. If you add them together, it should be about 7 kilo ohms. Ori, just for the record, it's not us this time. It's not this time. This is all you telling us. Oh, yes. We're not bullying you. You're doing it all yourself. I mean, that's fair. Okay, yeah. So 4.7 plus 2.2 is 6.9. Nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that. So we are operating at a pretty low voltage. We're operating at a pretty low voltage, or amperage, so I don't think it will matter. I don't think our data will matter too much. Also, this is just slightly too tight. Oh well, I will deal with it. Well, actually, I'll just leave it off until it's time for the actual. But yes, so again, since it's 7 kilo ohms, we'll just remember that value and put the circuit together. I still think we can think... I think I can sing the Sailor Moon. Oh, I never really saw Sailor Moon. Like, I heard things about that show, but I never really saw that show on. Never really had the opportunity, for a lack of a better word. Okay, let me just get some stuff out of the way so we don't have to deal with so many weird chords. Ray. I know Ray from Evangelion, which is my favorite like anime, but beyond that, I don't really know a Ray. But yeah, happy Friday again. Like, I'm not sure if I already said it, but happy Friday. I am anticipating finishing this project today, come heck or high water. So we'll see how far we get. I don't know how far I got, but blue elf looking guy and girl something something tree. Okay. Sure. I have no idea about any of that. Okay. VCC. Ground. And then we're also going to need a power for this guy. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to get, like, as much of the, for a lack of a better word, as much of the garbage out of the way as possible. Let's see, what else has been going on? Oh, I need to eat the chocolate. Wait, was it Tallarine or Meridian? I think it was Meridian. It was Meridian who redeemed it. The entire hack.hack OS, or hack cyan OST lives in my head. That is also, I don't want to say before my time, but that is before my time. I am 384 years old, but that's maybe before my time. Anyways, chocolate. Okay. That's okay. That is perfectly alright. It's before your introduction to anime. Yes. Yes, that is definitely the case. Okay, so I need these guys in series, and then we are going to have to take the voltage, put it into a voltage divider, and then take... Should I explain this? I should probably explain this. I should explain the principles of what we're doing. Why does no one ever watch anime from before their induction? What? What? I'm confused. Anyways, I'm just going to cut this guy down slightly. Give me a second. Okay, so again, right now I'm making a voltage divider. The purpose of this is, as the name would suggest, its purpose is to divide voltage. You might be saying, wow, that seems very useless. What are we going to use a voltage divider for? And to that, I would say that's fair. But what you can actually use it for, if I pull up, we're only going to need one, hopefully. We don't get a broken one. Okay, so if we use something called a Hello, have you considered a voltage fractioner? Anyways, sorry about that. Okay. So, what we need out of this is a ADC. So if we look at this guy on the silk screen, or the writing that's on this board, you'll take a look and see that the top left one is labeled A0. That is for an analog to digital converter. So essentially, it's going to take in a voltage and then convert it into a number. So if we start with 3.3 volts, so if we start with 3.3 volts from here and divide the voltage, we can backwards derive our resistivity that we're seeing, which we are going to use to derive our heartbeats. So yeah, we need to just set up that circuit. So that's what we are currently trying to set up. It's a pretty simple, I would say it's a pretty simple idea. This is definitely, what's the word? I'd say this is the most straightforward way of tackling this issue. There are probably, I don't know if there's actually a better solution. I'm sure there is. I'm trying to think if there's actually a better solution. I don't believe there is a better solution in this case. For reading resistances that you don't know. Not one that wouldn't be invasive. Perhaps, perhaps. Anyways. Again, we are going to put our resistors in series so that their resistivity adds together. I'm trying to remember from physics because I haven't done electronic, or well, I haven't done like proper courses in a while, so I can't imagine there being something more simpler than just resistors. Okay. So this is going to function as one resistor. We're going to take it from the 3.3 volts. So I'm going to add in a wire. We're going to add a wire. I'm going to need a male-to-male. Male-to-male wire. Oh, one sec. Where's my... I know I have wires somewhere. One sec, one sec. And... so... it's not the resistors that's the complicated part. It's the analog to digital converter that's the complicated part. That was the part that if there was something you would want to refactor, that's what you would refactor, right? Also, what terrible things can we talk about today? I want to talk about terrible things. What's the quickest way to get canceled? I really shouldn't. Okay. Let me just attach this guy. Sorry, I'm kind of on the warpath today. Okay. So we are going to take the 3.3 volts from this guy, from our breadboard that we are going to supply, and let's get real political, or don't let the intrusive thoughts win before the 2-hour mark. But what if I do? What if I want them to win? What if they need to win, you know? Okay. Also, dude, circuits don't make sense. Like, apologies, but circuits don't make sense, man. Right. Okay, so this is our force-sensitive resistor that's going to be responsible for getting our heart rate. So essentially, you'll see these tiny little pads there, like on this little like wiffle pattern. And whenever you apply force downwards, the resistivity of this goes up. And we are going to utilize that to our advantage. So that's what we need to do. So next, I'm just going to plug this in. And honestly, it doesn't matter where we plug it. And then it needs to go back to ground. Wait, is your heart rate... is that your heart rate or someone else's? That is my current heart rate, Jane. I do want to say, again, I did just... You're not wrong, especially when reverse engineering. The heck is this mess for? Yeah, that's valid. Again, I did get done with, like, I wouldn't say a high-intensity workout. Actually, no, it's a high-intensity workout. I believe it would be considered a high-intensity workout. I did get done with a high-intensity workout right before stream, so... yeah, just my heart rate hasn't fully recovered yet. Okay, then I need a jumper wire. Need just a tiny jumper wire. Just to make this guy a bit cleaner. I'd be so happy if I had a jumper wire. So happy if we had just a small jumper wire. I can make my own, but I'm lazy. So I really prefer not. I'll just make my own. It's okay. It was not heart rate shaming. I just noticed that your monitor was still on. Thanks, Jean. I know that... I know that was, yeah, yeah. We're wearing a heart rate monitor because I wanted to be able to compare it to our base heart rate to make sure that we were accurate on our system. That was the objective. Honestly, this should be smaller. Hold on. Okie dokie. And again, this is 18 gauge wire, so we'll just 18 and cut this guy off. Let's see. What else has been going on? You know, it's a pretty chill Friday. I don't really have any plans, super big plans for the weekend. Oh, I got some parts in, which I'm excited to use later for future experiments. What else did I get? Brilliant. Push comes to shove, so you can just use the monitor and lie to us. Jane, that's implying I know how to use a WebSocket, which is, frankly, not something I can do. Okay, so this goes here to here, and then this goes to here to, we'll say there. Become WebSocket pilled. Yes, so I know how to use a WebSocket, mind you. I know how to use a WebSocket. It's just the problem that I don't know how to integrate it in. I don't know how to integrate it in with, I don't know how to integrate it in with the, what's the word? Oh yes, with the microcontroller. Without doing something like absurdly janky. I could definitely, okay. I can definitely jank together just about anything in the world. So like, I guess I could get the WebSocket working. I would have to get it working. Okay, hold on. Put on our little adventure hat. So in order to get the WebSocket in my head, I'd have to do the following. I would have to write Python code to read the WebSocket in VS Code. The VS Code would then use Twitch chat as the communication protocol to pass the information over. Or it would use the Twitch chat communication protocol to pass over the information to the microcontroller. The microcontroller would have to then interpret whatever it was sending across, and that would be difficult for me. That would take me a little bit. I'm not sure if that's like the stupidest approach ever, but that would be my approach. I mean, I did absurd jank for WebSockets. You would have to use a different channel to hide it from us. No, I wouldn't. I would just use it. Goblins. I just use this Twitch chat, silly. Also, I have to be a mod in whatever channel that I send it to. Oh, hey Crow. How's it going? Okay, so voltage divider. Want to use my bots chat? LOL? No, that's fine. Okay. So, what I need to do is I need to sample it right before we put it through. We need to sample the value, so I'm going to need a male to female, because we're going to have to sample it. Male to female. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in and kind of explain what's going on. Ooh. Okay, so 3.3 volts is going to start here in the corner. Yeah, here in the corner. Do I have like a pen? Okay, it's going to start like here in the corner. It's going to go through these two resistors, and it's still going to be at 3.3 volts. When it goes through these two DuPont wires here, which is the word for the purple and blue cable. So the purple and blue cable that looks like it has little sockets attached. That's DuPont wire. Or DuPont connectors, I believe. So once it goes through these, this is the force-sensitive resistor. The voltage across it will actually like drop and go towards 0. So as you like move, this will be 3.3 volts. This will go lower than 3.3 volts, lower than 3.3 volts, and even lower. So if we sample the voltage before we put it in to the voltage divider, it will be able to take that value. We'll be able to take that value and then give us an analog value, or it will give us an analog voltage that we can then turn into a digital value that we can then use to backwards derive whenever we have a heartbeat. So essentially, whenever our heart's beating, I believe the force sensor should increase in resistivity because we are applying force to it. So the number will actually go down. So what we should see is the heart rate causes, whenever our heart beats, our heart should cause it to go down. So that's what we are going to be doing and where we're going to be sampling it. Of course, this is all purely theoretical. But, you know, we do stuff on vibes here, so what's the worst that could happen? The world blows up. Please don't blow up the world. If you're sitting on that button that blows up the world, please don't blow up the world. I'd appreciate it. I have yet to pay all my taxes this year, so I still need to file my taxes. So if you could wait until after I file all my taxes, that would be just dandelions. Let's see. I need a male to female that is decently long. I'm debating if I want to make my own, if we can just use whatever. Okay. I love testing those theories. Oh, no. Don't worry. I would be extremely surprised if this doesn't work. Like, if I gave this a possibility of not working, it would probably sit at, like, sub 10%. I fumbled the taxes this year. I had to resubmit. Dude. Okay. So I'm kind of worried because this is the first year. Again, I was taught how to file my taxes in elementary school. Because, of course I was. But when it comes to filing them, I've never filed them, like, with Twitch. So I'm kind of concerned that I might do something wrong. Because I've never had multiple sources. I have had multiple sources, actually, when I worked at Chili's and the college. Okay. Alright, so we're going to put the sampling thing right before the voltage right before the force-sensitive resistor. Then attach this guy. How the heck do you even record taxes for Twitch income? I don't know, dude. Also, like, if we're going to... Twitch income isn't too hard. I can show peeps if needed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, if you look to your left and you look to your right, as Jane would say, you're all streamers. Or a good number of you guys are streamers. I'm pretty sure, like, half you guys are streamers. In one way or another. I feel like... Hold on. Brink kind of streams. Today I learned I'm a streamer. Yeah, it's considered self-employment income. It's not that hard. Okay, so to be fair, if we take, like, the massive amounts of money that I've spent on this channel, like, there's no way that I will make a profit. So I'm kind of wondering if I can just, like... there are ways to file it, and I know I have to, like, provide receipts and everything on that. I'm not looking forward to it. Okay. Anyways, I'm just going to get this guy plugged up. That wire is a bit off. That wire is so loose. Why is that wire so loose? That's such a bad wire. VTube model tax write-off. Yes. Okay, so We have the wires connected to our analog to digital converter. Let's go ahead and throw this guy. Just like a 16, just buy a 16 gigabyte RAM stick and wipe out a profit. Yes. No. It's not a depreciating asset. Ironically, that is considered a depreciating asset. Are you calling a VTuber model a depreciating? No, listen, okay? We are an appreciating asset. We are appreciating asset, okay? Anyways, we're just gonna write some ADC code and move on. I need male to female. Dude, why do I need so many male to female cables today? By the federal government it is. Sag. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, life is a-okay. We are going to hook up the rest of the voltage divider, so give me just a second. Or give me a few seconds. I'm gonna need at least 7, maybe 6. To appreciate, I think you have to sell it on. I'd prefer not to sell my VTuber model, nor do I think I have rights to sell it. Let's put this here. A whole new meaning to Hagtuber. To be fair, every asset in your business owns has a value that decreases over time. That's great. Okay, what if you own like whiskey or something that appreciates over time, like, well, not necessarily stocks, but if you have like gold, like, doesn't that appreciate? Yes, even that. Okay. One sec. I guess there are costs to storing it. I'll show you a cost to store it. Those usually count as losses until sold, but it's complicated. That's okay. We love complicating things here. Depends. If it is physical, you have to pay taxes on it based on its current market value. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, this guy should be operational. So what we need to do now is make the code for this. That's gonna be easy, right, chat? Right, guys? We didn't just struggle on making our own sensor for days to struggle on the code, right? Right? Yeah. Anyways, now I need the VTuber explains the US tax system. Well, you see, the US tax system is a progressive system that, based on your income, determines how much you pay. And you have to think of it like pockets, because it's not actually moving yourself into a bigger tax bracket. It's the money you make after that gets taxed at the new rate. Pretty sure there's a VTuber for that. Nice. Okay. Anyways, we are... I need to open Arduino. New schedule, Reno. Okay. There's a VTuber for pretty much anything these days. I mean, I guess so. And also, hello, Runic Fiend. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you've been okay. Actually... yeah, but hi. What we are going to be doing is... give me a sec. One sec. Give me just a second. ADC value. Oh, hello, Yacho. Give me just a moment. Almost done with what I am working on. Okay. How's it going, dude? A name like Yacho. Okay. I mean, I could ask if you like nachos, but I think that's a little lazy. Can we talk about power scaling? Would you guys be okay if we talked about anime power scaling? Would you guys be okay if we talked about anime power scaling? Yes. Yes, I've walked it. Okay. 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 Dude, you can see my heart rate increase because I'm excited. You can see that I'm finally excited to talk about this because like my heart rate jumped by 15. Okay. No. So heart rate is currently power scaling. Yeah, my heart rate's currently power scaling. It will go back down in a second. Okay. Oh, I also need to be sharing the code. Hold on one second. We should be looking at our code first. Code. Okay. ADC code. Okay. Can you hide the avatar so I can better see what's going on? Yeah, I can move. I can move. I can move. I'll just make myself smaller. Is that better? Is that better for you? Is that better for you? No, it's fine. No, we're good. We're good. Absolutely based. No, that's pretty based. Okay. Get the anime out of the way so we can see the code. Yeah. I can't believe someone wants to see my code. That's just the basic analog to digital converter code. Okay, so we're just setting our analog pin A0, which is what we're seeing in the top left. We're setting our analog to digital value, which is going to range from 0 to 1024. That is based on the number of bits, which is 2 to the 10th. So fun fact, whenever they say like an ADC is 10 bits, it means that it has a resolution of up to 1024, 11 bits, 2048, and so on and so forth, 4096, 8192, 16384, etc., etc. So, yep, we're going to start our serial connection, so we're actually able to see our value at, and then we're going to look at our value. And what I am going to do is serial plotter, and okay, let's go ahead and give this guy a try. So I think we're ready to reprogram it. Okay, and also I'm going to increase myself in size. I deserve this. I deserve this. Because you guys aren't really missing anything. Like again, this guy's just like hooked up. Sorting algo memes are peak. Okay. So if you guys had to get reincarnated into... Okay, first of all, Yamcha, right? Yamcha, pathetic Dragon Ball character, right? Can you name a single character besides like maybe One Punch Man outside of the Dragon Ball universe that can beat Yamcha? Can you name a single person who can beat Yamcha, like in DBZ? Like outside of DBZ? And I'm ready to fight on this. So whenever you guys like come at me, like just know that you're about to get like, you're about to, there are gods in many anime. Okay, like literal gods don't, yes, my neighbor next door, he's 50 years old. That's not an anime character. I feel like he loses to mind control and reality warpers. Okay. Would Naruto lose to Yamcha? Of course. Dude, how wouldn't Naruto lose to Yamcha? Yamcha could literally blow up the moon. He can literally blow up the earth if he wanted to. Can Naruto do that? Because I don't think so. Fine, I'll buy it and start with the current popular, Frieren. Naruto created a moon. Okay? So, it is regularly stated in DBZ, if you guys remember, Piccolo destroyed the moon. Dude, I can't believe we're discussing this. Piccolo destroyed the moon, right? I don't know why this crashed out. Hold on, give it a second. Piccolo destroyed the moon in the Saiyan Saga, which is before he, or like shortly after fighting Raditz, which he had a power level of like approximately 1200 with his special beam cannon. Okay? And so even after like Yamcha dies and goes to like King Kai's to train, the dude beats members of the Ginyu Force who like regularly have, what the heck? Hold on, this is not playing correctly. This should not. These errors are not normal. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Am I missing something? Hold on. Okay. The ESP is power scaling. The ESP is trying to power scale. But yes. Okay. So again, Yamcha beats members of the Ginyu Force who have power levels of like 30 to 40,000 at least, right? Okay. And this is just like post. Thank you so much for following King Joni. I hope you have a good time while you're here for however long you are here. No. So again, at a power level of 1100, you can blow up the moon. At a power level of 1800, at a power level of 18,000, you can blow up the earth, like the literal earth. No, with very little issue. Okay? So he's at least double that. And this is before like the later Dragon Ball stuff, which gets insane very quickly. But hold on, why is this messing up so much? I really don't know why this code is anime power level rating a linear scale. No, it's a logarithmic scale. It's much lower to blow up the moon. Yes, but Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, who was like around 18k power level, I think. Seriously though, why is this? This part shouldn't be. I might need to reopen this. Hold on, I might need to reopen this. Let me grab this. Okay, but again, he can literally blow up the earth at a moment's notice. Yeah, Roshi did it at like 140. Exactly. Roshi did it at 140. Piccolo says that Vegeta is never one to read his opponents poorly, and he's done it every time. That's not a counterpoint. Okay, I'm like low-key convinced that something's just wrong with this guy. One sec. Correct, it's a fun fact. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, Naruto gets bodied. He gets absolutely bodied. So, he gets absolutely bodied. Like, not even close. I don't even think he could beat Roshi, or barely beat Roshi. Though he would never hurt Yamcha. Okay, and then we were going to say, who else was next? Someone said Gojo. No, Gojo also gets bodied. Yamcha just blows up the earth. Like, it doesn't matter if he has, like, his reality bending stuff. Naruto would get destroyed by Raditz. Exactly. Like, it's not even a debate, bro. It's not even a debate. There's not a single character that's not, like, a literal god that can beat anyone from DBZ. Or, like, any main, or, like, semi-main character. Apologies. I don't know why I'm so passionate about this. One sec. We're having issues reprogramming it. I'm going to... I'm going to try a different microcontroller. Make sure it's not an issue with the microcontroller. Make sure it's an issue with our code. Rimuru Tempest, 0 chance. Rimuru Tempest can't... Rimuru would beat Goku. You guys are delusional. I'm sorry. That's absolutely delusional. That's absolutely delulu, bro. Like, beats Goku? Are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy? Are you guys absolutely crazy? There's not... Have you seen the End of Light novel Rimuru? No, I've only seen, like, through most of the anime. But, like, he was creating and destroying universes for fun. Okay? So can Goku can also destroy universes. Like... And also, we're only going with anime. We're only going with anime power level scaling, not other stuff. The reason being is because if you go into manga, things get very, very hairy very, very quickly. Okay, the CSP is unfortunately bricked, by the way. There's no way it's bricked. These things don't break that easily. Hold on. I'm gonna double check that it's bricked. Give me a second. Hot take, TBC is dumb and regular Dragon Ball was way better. Yeah. Okay, time to make an anime. Time for chat to make an anime just to win. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Okay. This guy attached. Okay, so this guy is unfortunately bricked. I'm just gonna yeet it in the trash can. Where's my trash can? Totally didn't just throw it into the distance, and I'll deal with it later. I feel like excluding gods and then putting Goku into the can reshape universes tier kind of kills the discussion. He literally beats gods, though. Like, Goku literally fights gods of destruction. Like, on an equal level. Like, it's just not. It's just not. Okay. So the code uploads. I need to put a new line here. Yeah, I need to put a new line. Then why exclude gods from other anime? Because they're not the common characters that you're thinking of whenever you're saying... They're not the common character that you are thinking of whenever you're like, oh yeah, XYZ person could beat Goku. No one. No one can beat Goku. Print line. 1 second. How much of a Dragon Ball fan are you, out of curiosity? I'm not like a super big fan, but I recently reinstalled Dokkan Battle on my phone because there must always be a gacha game on my phone. Thank you so much for following, really. I hope you have a good time while you're here, for however long you are here. Nodders. Gods in Dragon Ball are basically just other races, whereas in anime they're just the pinnacle. Dokkan, I'm playing Dokkan right now. Yeah. Yeah, okay, slightly embarrassing. Can I say, can I level with you guys, slightly embarrassingly level with you guys? Like, not that this has ever prevented me from doing something embarrassing in the first place. Yeah, always. Thank you. I'd say Koro-sensei stands a decent chance. I would say he does as well. I just don't think he could beat Yamcha. You would still tell us even if we said no? Okay, I mean, say no. Say no and I won't say it. Say no, goblins. You are entirely in charge of this conversation right now, actually. No. Goblins is entirely in charge of this conversation right now. Goblins, you get to... What do you want? What do you want in this situation? Oh, sweet. No. He said no. Okay. But Koro-sensei can... tell me, but no one else. Too bad. I can't tell anyone. Okay. So it is outputting our values. Okay. So let me see if I can switch to our serial plotter. Okay, so we don't have the sensor currently attached, and if you look at the scaling, you'll see that it's currently on a super low scale, so it's actually just reading in what's essentially noise. But let's see if we can get this guy. Let's see if we can get this guy hooked up to our heart rate. So 1 second. Koro-sensei. Koro-sensei is canonically destroyed the not destroyed the moon, but he did it kind of quickly, right? He, damaged the moon beyond repair. And he can canonically travel... for the bit. Yeah, he destroyed it for the bit. Oh no, Goblins is talking about for the bit. Hold on. He took a bite on it just on his way to Earth. Yeah. So I would say in the first episode where I forgot the blue hair kid's name, where he nearly got him to air quotes shed his skin. I feel like that was a normal explosion speed, and he wasn't fast enough to react to that. So I would say... I don't know, does he actually, though? Because he can clearly go fast. Yeah, but the kid's got told his weakness explicitly. That's true. And given the knives. That's true. Okay, so are we saying Yamcha with prep time, then? Are we giving them prep time? 1 second, let me connect the analog guy. Are we talking DBZ Yamcha or DBS? We're talking about DBZ. There's no way we're talking about DBS. I need to stop before I end up spoiling one of my favorite shows. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, hold on. I need to get this guy attached. I don't think Yamcha is smart enough to beat Koro. Are we talking about, battle IQ? Or, No, I mean spoil the plot to others. Yes. Both. Both IQs. Dude, it's okay, listen. Listen, as a fellow room temp IQ person, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Hello again, Smart Lady. Hello again, Midnight Minute. How's it going, buddy? How's it going? What are you up to? Okay. Please work. This better work. Actually, there's no reason it shouldn't work, so it should work. Greatest logic ever. I'll be here all week. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be here till this is done. I'm good how... What? Crow, what are you talking about? Crow, that's kind of weird, champ. Why are you saying that? He'd spend all the prep time just making his spirit ball faster and not acknowledging Koro's weakness. I feel like... after a certain point, you don't need a weakness. Hold on. Is our voltage divider not working? Hold on. Please hold. Thought about calling you future wife, but that would be weird. Yeah, let's not do that. Though that is partially my fault. By partially, that's almost entirely my fault. Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay, hold on. Need to get these connected to my skin. 1 second. Actually, it's probably easier. Too many things on the screen, dude. Or I use this as a lesson to control impulse. I don't want to control my impulses. I'm gonna blame you instead, Alex. We blame Boulder for everything? Oh, okay. I'm down to blame Boulder for everything. Let's get this guy cut up. I typed Boulder, but thought we could give him a break. Yeah, it's fun blaming the spam bot. Wait, spam bot? What do you mean by spam bot? No worries, I just don't know you well enough for stuff like that. Well, yeah, that's okay. I don't know you well enough. I don't even know your name beyond midnight minutes. Okay, I think we're going to have to see why this guy's not working. Okay, so zooming in, because I need to zoom in to see this guy. 3 volts ground, and then this guy returns to ground. The parasocial streamer doesn't know all of our names. Linted? Linted, you know the stuff I could bring up about you. You know the stuff I could bring up about you, Linted, okay? Okay? Derek. That's okay, I will forget it. I can't remember actual names. That's difficult, man. Make it or you want to retire. Meanwhile, the parish thinks I think knows my LinkedIn. Okay, just because... Okay, so I know 1, 2, 3 people's LinkedIns. One person's mother, apparently by accident. Sorry, Ty. How do you accidentally know someone's... I was doing it as a joke, okay? I was doing it as a joke, okay? I was just like, oh. Because I had, like, a fake name in mind. I had a fake name in mind for Ty's mom, because I already know Ty, and I know Ty pretty well. And, I'm like, oh, yeah. BPM go up. Listen, just because BPM... Ori is just that good for the bit. Listen, I'm great at the bits, okay? Listen, I'm great at doing bits. You can book me for birthdays and bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, so Ty and I were just like hanging out, and I say like, oh, blah blah blah, and her name is the fake name that I used before. So her fake name is something else. And then the next thing, I was just like, oh yeah, I know it's not actually fake name number 1. It's fake name number 2. Dude, it was fake name number 2. It was actually fake name number 2. I don't even know how that happens, man. I don't even know how that. It was fake name number 2. Or he stalks your mods, confirmed. Okay, that's on Ties for confirming that. That's okay. Why am I running into issues? My ground cannot be fully wired up. Hold on. I need to try to figure this out. First of all, one second. Let me double check that I made the voltage divider correctly. I'm pretty sure I did. Voltage divider. V in, V out. Measure the difference. Okay. Yeah, I should just put it in line and then it should work, okay? She already knows my full... Okay, don't say it like that, dude. She already knows my full legal name. I don't know how my mom's first name, which could easily be found as a problem. I'm not that parasocial, okay? I'm not that parasocial. I'm not parasocial. I'm not I don't know why I'm rubbing my hands together like a villain. I'm not parasocial. We believe you. Good. Good. Smile. Okay. Dude, we're never gonna get anything done. Chat, remember your cybersecurity training? Yeah, but think about how funny it would be. I'm just a streamer. Yeah, I'm just a little streamer, guys. Glad to see the device working, however well it's working. It's not working. It's not working. I'm trying to figure out what the issue is for why the analog to digital converter is not working properly. I'm gonna guess that our ground pin is not properly wired. That'd be the first guess. Oh my gosh, why do I have no male to female cables, bro? She's registering one for you? Dude, that would be creepy. I couldn't just, like, register one. I made one parasocial joke and got called out for it. I probably deserved it. That's okay. That's okay. I'll find more about you, Stray Crow, of what I remember. Please don't... Wait, no, Goblins, you're in control of this conversation, right? Goblins, you're in control right now. Tell me what should I be doing? Should we be doing something else? Oh, sure. Exactly. I see a heart rate. Yes, so the heart rate is one that's strapped to my chest, just so we can get a baseline to compare accuracy. Let's lock in for like 10 minutes, then we can get distracted. Okay. Chat, he wants us to lock in. He wants us to lock in, bro. I feel that cadence suits us well. Me too. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I just always miss the chocolate? Generally, yes. If the stream goes on for long enough, though, it comes back up. People always instant redeem, yeah, because people don't care about my sandy. Okay, so it goes here. Goes here. Next. Okay, so it's separate? Yes, it is separate. Next it goes to this resistor. And this goes across. And then the ground difference should be... Okay, I was hoping to find a use for it. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll find a use for it eventually. Goes to here, then goes to here. Goes to here. 1 second. Dude, I need an actual resistor. I really should be using an actual resistor while I'm debugging this. Because there could just be an issue with my, like, the plugs and I wouldn't know. Okay. Okay. I think I figured it out. We just needed to change the ground sample part. One more time onto my cardio. What's stopping you from getting one? Well, you see goblins. I don't know. Why are there this many wires on a voltage divider? Has there ever been anything simple on this channel? Have we ever been like, man, this is the peak of human engineering? Oh, also, the reason why there are this many wires on a voltage divider is because we're setting up power and rails for other things. Oh my gosh, I'm seriously missing one, and I need that one. Let me guess, the box is closed and the lid's too heavy for you? What? I'm not that weak, guys. Like, I'm not weak. Okay, app cap. And this. Then we do a little puessy. Okay. And we just need to get rubber band portion. Okay, so what we should be seeing is like an inverse heart rate. Give me a second though. Let me get everything in place. Still working on getting over wires. I might just actually have to keep it in there even if it's uncomfy. I like to watch it. Feels therapeutic. It's therapeutic. Oh, okay. Is it possible to up the pulling rate of the graph? Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know the answer to that question. That's okay. I'll just grab more rubber bands because that's what the solution is. It's always more. Never less. Always more. 1 second. I'm checking the floor because I really do want to know where that other band is because it's kind of perfect for what we were doing. Build more. I feels like less is sometimes the answer. That's true. To an extent, that is true. Okay. And then we just hold this guy still. I feel like we're not getting good enough values. So the tape isn't working well enough? Oh yeah, the tape's not working well enough, so the solution was to get some hair ties and rubber bands to stopgap it. Or stop loss it. Oh. This guy needs to roll up. You need to roll up to like here. Okay, when we hold it. Okay. Let us see. So again, what we should see... Yes, give the... So I'll be the richest. Solution is to cut off circulation. No, the solution's not to cut off circulation. It's just to very carefully not cut off circulation. Calibrate the sensor at 0. The goal is 0 BPM. No, the goal is not 0 BPM. The problem is the heart rate spikes that you guys are seeing. Hold on, I'm trying to hold my hand as small as possible. Or as still as possible. We'll have to wait for the line to readjust. So essentially those tiny little peaks that you're seeing, is my heart rate. The graph should show individual beats, right? Yes. Give it a moment. It should tune down in a bit. So see those little like bumps? Those are our heartbeats. The problem is we're gonna have to figure out a good method of filtering this to get our actual values, because if I like even move around a bit, the values are going to go super high. Are you seeing, or you have a heart rate and the sensor's at 1 BPM? Are you seeing the issue there? So Nyquist frequency. 1 second. Yeah, you're correct. Let me change the sampling frequency to like 50. I'll change it to like 20 hertz. That should be more than sufficient. No, Alex is technically right. This project is proof that Ori has a heart. Do I not have a heart? I have a heart, okay? Even if it's a little robotic and not a great heart. Oh, never mind. You said 1 hertz. I was reading 1. No, so I should be at least sampling double the frequency of the heartbeat, which is approximately 2 beats per minute. And if I'm working out, we'll go up to like 3 beats a minute. Ori cares in her own way. Yes, exactly. I have a heart. Okay, just because I'm not able to properly like say what I'm feeling all the time does not mean I don't have a heart, okay? Like, I have feelings. I'm a human, I think. Or it was a joke. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's hard for me to detect jokes. This guy as straight as possible. Human detected. Okay, I think that's good. Let us put back on our sampler. Hello, Shinzi. Welcome in. One sec. Dude, this is such a pain to get calibrated. How's it going, buddy? Okay. Let us check our graph rate. Need to reopen this. Alright. So see, that's our heart rate. Are you guys happy? Look at it. Look at that guy. Look at it go. It's a little heart rate. Doing well, finally end of the work week. The problem is noise. Guess you could do a fast forward. Are you serious, get in here? Are you saying for me to do an FFT fast Fourier transform on something live? Do you think I have the math? I do have the mathematical know-how. I do know how to. The fact that you're just like suggesting that though is this isn't signals and systems. This isn't linear feedback. This isn't like computational design. This isn't anything, okay? We don't need FFTs, okay? FFTs can't hurt us. They can't hurt us here. They can't hurt us here. Okay. Why are you so are you blushing or just the character? I'm blushing. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, do I actually blush? Hold on, wait. There's no way. Wait. Hold on. I'm not sure if I actually blush or not. Don't look at me. 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 I'm just gonna hide. Just gonna hide. Okay, anyways. I'll try to calm down. Okay. Slightly out, slightly in. Okay, then I just need to turn the heart rate tracking code back on, and then I need to be still. So about that FFT implementation, I will hit you. I will not hit you. That would be so mean. Hold on, we need to do some observation. I'm gonna hold this guy still. So I'm just going to stay quiet for a minute, and we're going to observe this for a minute to see if we can see any trends. No, I'm sampling at far faster than the Nyquist frequency. Okay, so what I've determined is the jump is anywhere from about 50 counts to like 30 counts at best. So how are we gonna do this? This is gonna be difficult. I mean, it does work. Can someone count the number of bump things for like... Hold on, I'll count. What is the sampling frequency of those measurements? We are doing every 10 milliseconds. Or 50 milliseconds. 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna disconnect from this. I'm not dying, I promise. It's the correct heart rate for sure, I counted that. Good. Okay. You can see the stress on the pulses. You can see multiple peaks, that's so cool. Yeah. Listen, again, we can make our own technology. We can build this in a cave. Pinky, promise you're not dying. Look at my heart rate, okay? Wouldn't it be messed up if someone, like... If someone came in and watched your ECG and was like, yo, hospital? I guess, Maple. I guess. Okay. If she has arrhythmia live on air because of her bad diet, I'll at least be able to watch it. 110 is a bit... I I'm sorry, Shinzu. You just did pop in. So I just got done before I started streaming. Before I started streaming, I got done working out at a high intensity workout. I did a high intensity workout before stream. So again, like, my heart rate peaked at like 190. So it takes a while to like cover back down. I promise, like, my resting heart rate's pretty normal. Usually. I feel like I'm in pretty good shape usually. How long is a while? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by how long is a while? A while to come back down last week. Literally right before stream, like less than 10 minutes before stream, I, like at 3:15, I finished working out, I hopped in the shower real quick, I showered, and then I got ready for stream. Like 3:15 to 3:30, so like like less than 15 minutes. And then I've been just streaming since. Also, I don't know why, but I kind of like doing this thing with my hands. How long until your heart rate goes back down to resting? That depends on many different factors. So I have a bunch of caffeine, or like a little bit of caffeine in my system. I'm talking. It will probably take a few hours, I think, at least. It could be like the entire night. Anyways, time to make this code. All right. Oh, dude, I love Churchy. She's great. Your heart rate is perfect. I think no one actually here works out. Is there a term for elevated heart rate after working out? I just considered it normal. No, it's just normal, though. I promise you it's normal. Again, like, you guys will see when I actually work out. Hold on. I don't want to, like, breathe heavily into the mic, but I do have my exercise bike, like, literally, like, within mic's reach. So we can test later. But, I should be able to get... Ever been to a cardiologist? Yes. Again, I think I've gone over this, but I do have heart issues. Much like every VTuber in the world has, like, a bevy of health issues, I do have every issue under the sun, because of course I do. Anyways, let us code. Let us code. And also, I'm gonna switch to Diddy Kong Racing music. Pokemod's not here to say anything about it. No one tell Pokemon that we swapped to Diddy Kong Racing music. He might freak out. Rightfully so. Okay. It means you're also constantly talking in such a performance that it keeps it up too. Yeah. Again, like, my maximum heart rate when working out is, like, in recent memory, the highest that I've pushed it is, like, 204 or 208, I think. And you definitely shouldn't push it that high. But, you know, when you listen to, like, you listen to the hype anime song. You just feel the urge. So, I think I am going to... Let's go ahead and code up the entire implementation, then we'll put in the Wi-Fi code. Okay, so what we essentially... You just got... I know, right? Wait, Jane, if you're around, what can you push your heart rate to? If you don't mind me asking. Like, when you're doing, like, high intensity. If it goes high enough, you want a reward? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. So what we essentially need to do here is we need to code the rest of the implementation for the MPU stuff. So I need to port over the MPU example code. So MPU example code. Also, I need like someone to like sit me down and force me to work on making a library. I really need someone to just like force me down, or like force me like to sit down and do example code. Because I really need to make libraries for this. My working out is weird. I'm kind of just constantly training for marathons. On stream or off? On stream. Next stream is library stream. I don't want to do a library stream because I think that would be really boring to watch. I feel like that would be, like, clinically boring to watch. But I mean, I could be wrong, but... Hold on. Parsing through old examples of stuff. We'll watch anything. Just go for it. 5-minute stream. 5-minute stream writing a library. And also aiming for 120 to 140 with 55 to 65 resting range. Yeah, that seems ideal for like, for cardio. Generally, when I try to... My heart rate, or my resting heart rate is on the higher end of that. I think it sits basically in the 60s, like 67, 68, 69, somewhere there. That's generally my heart rate. Oh, sorry. I want the Dino Domain theme. Okay. Yes, this is such a bap. Sorry. But yes, I generally try to aim for like 140-ish as well whenever working out doing cardio. And then I'll go anywhere from like 140 to 160, and then as low as... I'll tell my... like as low as 130 and tell myself to speed up if I see myself go at like 128 or something. We need to do implementation. How does one focus, guys? How do we get anything done? MPU example code formula. Bribe myself. That doesn't work for me. I feel like I have everything I could realistically want. My strat's to ignore chat and just write code. I feel like that's bad. I always want to be reading chat and trying to be a good streamer. ABC. Tell an embarrassing story every time you walk in. All my stories are embarrassing, silly. Oh, it's definitely bad. Oh, it's definitely bad, but boy, do I get stuff done. Yeah, you guys should see how fast I code when I'm actually, like, not. Thank you for throwing a fork at my face. Or a penny at my face. Anywho. We have our ADC value. I need to write the formula. So, sensor, fusion. Fusion for gravity sensor. MPU works by getting meters per second value of your X1C. We will be spinning very fast because the... Wait, where are we gonna put the tracker? I guess we will be spinning very fast because the tracker will be on my ankle, or approximately slightly above. This will allow us to see how fast we are in motion because those values X, Y, Z will be experiencing alternate forces whenever we are moving. Given that, we will also, at the start of the run, take our body temperature. The MPU is able to take our body temperature, and spit out a score. And spit out is able to take our body temperature as well, and we will do it at start and whenever compiling the score. The sensor fusion will be some made up mathematical formula formulated on vibes. Good vibes? Question mark? Apologies. Okay. Sensor will be made up of some mathematical formula on vibes. Temperature times X plus Y plus Z. Times. Okay, so we get our temperature and then we get our pulse rate. Pulse rate equals workout score. Workout score will be calculated at rest. Workout score will be calculated at rest, at the start, and will just be the differential between values. Okay. Oh, dude. How long do you think this will take to code? Anyone who's good at Jane/Linted, how long do you think this will take to implement? And Gideonir. I think Gideonir has a pretty good grasp of coding stuff. Longer than you want it to, that's true. Just sat down, what are you adding? We will need the temperature, pulse rate, and our XYZ acceleration data in order to make a workout score. So, workout starting score equals 0. Int workout current score equals 0. Int temperature equals 0. Int pulse rate. Okay, we need a starting pulse. Int. Actually, we don't need starting pulse, we only need the scores, so int. Got it, so we have metrics already and just need to calculate the scores. 1.5 hours if I had to guess. Oh, dude, 1.5 hours? That's like 1.5 hours. That's like 90 minutes. That's like one half of Lord of the... That's like one half of a Lord of the Rings movie, man. Ori, did you know if you're reading this message, it means... Okay. Okay, and temperature, workout score. We have our temperature, we have our workout score, and then acceleration score equals 0. Cool. Acceleration. Accelerometer score. Okay. Oh gosh, measuring project time in terms of watch-throughs of Lord of the Rings. Wait, do you guys not? Okay, no. You guys need to hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, the way that I the way that I look at work and school is the same way, okay? I look at it and I'm like, I could watch Lord of the Rings Return of the King, which is approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes, I think. Hold on. Depends on which release we're talking about. Runtime. Yeah, it's approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so it's approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes. So whenever I think of tasks, I think of how much time I have left in the day and like, oh, I'm one Lord of the Rings into the day, or oh, I only have one Lord of the Rings left in work today. Or like once it gets lower, I can start thinking of it in terms of like Pixar movies or like other stuff. So yeah, that's how I tell time. Anyways. I'm not sure if I'm crazy. Well, I'm not sure if I'm crazy for that, but I don't think that's crazy. I've broken down long periods of time based on how many meals I had left. That's fine. You are crazy, just not like in a dangerous way. Sorry, I'm finishing the chocolate. Thank you, Meridian, for redeeming chocolate. Several hours ago. At least not to others. Okay. Well, I've never... I'm trying to think of what I can say here. I've never been committed or in a mental... Have I ever been in a mental hospital? I don't think so. Ori focus. Oh, thank you. Anyways, so we take this data. Anyways, we need to take all this data and get it working. That's our problem. And what we need to work at right now. Do you need to think about that question? I guess. I hate that emote, Shinsu. I absolutely hate that emote, almost as much as I hate the linted, like, disappointed in me emote. Don't look at thighs? These thighs? Isn't that from, Little Bun? That's okay, I don't gauge. Or, I do gauge, but, like, you're welcome, Ori. Focus. Your time is worth gold. I have a lot of time, okay? And again, if we're like streaming, we're streamer. Okay, it's okay. If we're streamer, if we're streaming, we're streamer. I'm sorry, or you pretend you have 13 minutes left? We are. Yes, we're all streamers now. Congratulations. Okay, temperature, pulse rate, workout score, we check. And we just want our workout score to see how good we're doing, because we want feedback on how good we're doing. Temperature value, this is in Celsius. Celsius. So that doesn't matter. Our camera battery just died, because of course it did. Our pulse rate is in BPM. It could also be in BPS. We might want to make it in BPS. Yeah, we'll make it in BPS, actually. BPS. Keep the score lower. Because I don't want to accidentally overflow an integer. And that should make it virtually impossible to overflow the integer. So Celsius, BPM, so 270. The hottest I'm gonna get is like 30 degrees Celsius. No way. No way I get hotter than that. Wait. Yeah, no way I get hotter than 30 degrees Celsius or something like that. Because that's because it's going to measure room temperature almost, because it's going to be against my skin, but it's also going to be partially differing. Either way, it's not going to go more than like... It shouldn't go that high. It shouldn't go like there's no way it's going over 100. So no more than 100. If it's at 100 degrees Celsius, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Pulse rate, BPS, it should never go above 4. So that's 100 times 4 at most. And then, I don't know. If you spin in a circle, if you're spinning in a circle, how high is the data that you're getting from it? I'm thinking. We're thinking. Okay. We need to set up our circuit. Oh, hey, Wacky. How's it going? Oh. Oh, I will hydrate in just a second. I need to grab my camera battery. One sec. Apologies. Okay. Dang, Wacky hanging out in chat while streaming. I don't know how people can do that. One sec. I'm in the Jane camp on this one. I have valid reasons. You're fine, Ty. Okay. Anyway, so this is... Yeah, let's get our batteries back on. Okay, so we have our temperature, Celsius, and XYZ workout score. I wanted to plug in the... I need to get the accelerometer code working real quick. So we need the accelerometer code working. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Okay. Accelerometer code. Give me a sec. I swear I know a streamer that would like play Deadlock and while playing RuneScape loop on their 100B chatting. ADHD is crazy. Yeah. I feel like this is wrong. This feels wrong. We need ADC. That's why it's not wrong. That's why we don't need pins. Okay. Okay. So I'm just running a example code of our... For our accelerometer, I need to get it hooked up. I need the accelerometer, wherever our Mr. Accelerometer wants to be. Hold on. Let's see where Mr. Accelerometer is hiding. Mr. Accelerometer. Mr. Accelerometer. I have food poisoning? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Remember, it could always be worse, though. I can make it worse. But yes, hopefully you are able to feel better soon. If not, that's also okay. I'm not your mum. Okay. Ah, get this guy plugged in, get this guy plugged in. BCC, that is correct. And then get this guy plugged in. It's all over, Ori. Relax, choco time, water. Remembering you've got homework for next time? No? I refuse. I want to get my homework done so I can enjoy my weekend. So there. Okay. Okay, accelerometer data. I need clock line, and I need the SDA line. I have to remember which one's which. Let's just double check. Image application. We need clock line and SDA line. Clock is orange. Clock is orange. Clock is orange. So it's D1. Extra long stream, let's go. Yes, it is going to be a long stream today, probably. I hope you guys are okay with that. If you guys absolutely hate the idea of it being a long stream, though, you can say something about it and I'll totally continue it Monday, but I would prefer to get it done. Because I like finishing my projects on a day. Always okay with long streams. Yeah, I don't know why people would be mad about long streams potentially, but anyways, this should be working. And what I need to do now... Let's get this guy plugged in. Magic short streams. Depending on how long you go, we could even raid into Jake. Maybe. I don't know. There's someone else I would like to raid, potentially, if they're streaming, but that's not even a concern yet, because we want to get the code done. Wrong code. Actually, we'll need this for other reasons. Serial monitor. Okay, so we're writing the example of our accelerometer code. It should be taking the acceleration, the rotational data, and our temperature. The only things that we actually care about, of course, is our acceleration data and temperature data. So we don't care about the gyro stuff. But it will be still grabbing that information. And that's okay. Okay, so if you take a look at the data, it should be experiencing 9.81 meters per second. So if you actually did the square, if you actually found the square of this guy, like if you took these guys, squared them, and then took the square root, that should add up to 9.81 meters per second. But we aren't scientists, so orientation's not going to matter for us. But then if I go like... Oh, wait, did I unplug it? Oh no. Oh no, I broke it. 1 second, let me reset it. Okay. But yeah, if I'm shaking it, you can see that the acceleration goes significantly higher. So that's what we're going to be taking into account. So I'm just going to add the absolute values of those x, y's, and z's and multiply it into our score. So, like, depending how fast I'm moving, if I move too fast, it apparently just kills it and I have to reset it. But, yeah. Okay, anywho, looking good. Hold on. Okay. So I need to take this acceleration code, or accelerometer code, and add it into our current code. Should be easy enough. I'm gonna unplug R. It'll actually be easier if I do the inverse. Yeah, inverse is gonna be easier. Let's zoom this guy out. So I'm going to port this guy over to the example code. We're going to nuke this. Or you trust me, I'm an engineer, or you break something. Listen, I'm an engineer, okay? I am unironically an engineer. Okay, so it's copy pasta time. Wake up, guys. It's copy pasta time. I hope you're ready to eat the pasta, because we're about to copy it. I just pretend to be an engineer and a sysadmin. Wait, is your name Pid? Oh, dude. I love Pids. Very good. Very good. That's like plus 5 points in my mental book. Okay. Alright, this should all work. Our code should magically just work now. And then we made no mistakes because we're the best engineer in the history of engineers. Aw. Darn it. That's okay. We make a little bit of errors here and there. That's okay. But it's a pun on Pid. Wow, you have a mental... Yes. Chatter tier list win. If you want a... If you want a score of... If you guys want a score of where I see you, just look at the mental health list. And that's how I view you guys, because the ones who are mental... Nope. Never mind. That's not real. Jane, will you take a test if I give you a test? Will you take a... Oh. Hold on. I need to close my app. Jane, will you take a test? Will you take a test? I mean, okay, to be fair, sure, as long as it's not one of the weird ones I already... Ooh. Okay, what if it is a weird one? What if it's a weird one? What if we are partially, mostly wolf? Okay, what if... You watch site... Have you heard of the Sonic Syndrome test? Have you heard of the Sonic Syndrome test? Or I'd appreciate if you kept the tier list off the stream. Of course, I'm not actually going to show that information. That's not weird, but no, I have not heard of it. No, Wolf is responsible because he propagated it to two people who shouldn't have had to take that test. And then they shared the data on stream, so... You'd actually rate us, Monka? No, I wouldn't actually rate you guys. Pretty much everyone's in good standing except for a few people in my head. Haha. Those people are usually banned. Anyways. I sent it to Shumimi's mod chat. Yeah, you sent it to Shumimi's mod chat. No, Shackman, it's not you. Wait, the tier list was linked in another stream? No, it wasn't leaked. People just started sharing their Sonic Syndrome test results, which is Monka. That, you know, like, through the butterfly effect, Shumimi and Saidere have both shown their results on stream. Which I find is funny. Guess it's time to show mine. Don't show the results of a psychological evaluation on stream, man. You should not be doing that. Friends don't let friends do that. Anyways, code's uploading. We just want to essentially see that both our ADC and our temp and our acceleration codes all playing happily and nicely together. They should be. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. But we just want to make sure of that before we proceed. Alright, so, and then if we press down, we should get any value besides. So if you look very quickly, you'll see that actually, that's not visible to you guys. Okay, so if you look carefully, you'll see that the value is like super low, and then when I release, it goes high. So that means that it is working as expected. So let's move onwards and upwards. How are we going to do that? Okay, the next issue that we have, I'm gonna unplug this. The next issue that we have, the next issue that we have is that we need to calculate our scores. And calculate our scores at start. So I'm gonna make a flag variable. We're gonna make a flag variable, int flag. Int counter, because we should do a counter, not a flag, because the number's increasing. And each time goes through the loop, counter equal counter plus 1. Very baller. The limit of an integer is 2 billion, right? Okay, I don't think we'll have to worry about it. If counter equals 0, and then if counter modulus. How often do we want to be outputting our score? So if we're doing period times of 50 milliseconds, let's say we want to put it out every 10 seconds. 50 milliseconds, 2200, 20. So that would be 20, and then every 20 seconds, 400. So every 400, I believe, right? So every 400 will be every 20 seconds. So if counter modulus 400, so if the divisor is equal to 0. Baller. So every 400 times, it should go ahead and say it, and then report our score to Twitch chat. Okay, baller. Also, guys, do I have a weird way of speaking? I need you guys to level with me. Do I have a weird way of speaking? Let me drink some water. Everyone has? No? Wait, do I have... Okay. 2 questions. You say Monka regulate. Yeah, but like... Okay. So, questions. I have questions for you guys. A, do I have an accent? I think I've asked this many times, but do I have an accent? No. Yes. Okay, where is my accent from? You have an American accent. Okay, beyond American accent, what is the, like a northeastern one? I have like a northeastern accent. Ohio? How do I have an Ohio accent? Like, I don't even get that one. Coastal? Virginia. Ohio? Yeah. I would say Midwest. Mid-best. Alright, as a German, I think it's not best. Are you Asian? What? Are you gonna ask me if my hands are? IDK, I'm just saying this stuff. I don't have an ear for accents. Okay. I'm just curious. I'll have to, like... Every place that everyone listed was a place. Those are some Chinese hands. Thank you, Cogs. You sound normal, but the quality is a bit digital. I will punch you out of the window. I'm just kidding. I would never, but okay. Oh my gosh, I have duct tape on my butt. 1 second. I have duct tape on my jeans. How did that even get on my jeans, bro? I have duct tape on my jeans, sorry. That's a phrase. How did it even get there? I don't know. I think I've said this before, but wires like find their way into my bed. They find my way into the like bathroom, the shower. Like everything finds their way everywhere. And duct tape is sticky, so of course it's gonna find its way places. Okay, Siri. Oh, dude, wait. I should try like an accent. I should try an accent. Like jumper wires? Yeah, like jumper wires. Or like ESD bags. Last time a wire ended up in the bed, they got sent to the couch. Jake, you're not flexing the fact that you have a, like... You're not flexing the fact in front of a bunch of single engineers that you have a partner, right? You wouldn't. You wouldn't do that to us, right? You wouldn't do that to us, right? How dare you flaunt your happiness? Dude, how dare you flaunt your happiness? How dare you flaunt your happiness in front of us, dude? That's not fair. That's not fair. You can't just flaunt your happiness, okay? You can't just flaunt your happily married. What? He's happily married. That's not fair. The heart rate monitor. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Let me calm down. You guys could tell by getting not just single engineers, single VTubing watching it. Yeah, and she's so cute and they met in Minecraft. That's not fair. That's not fair. It should have been me. It should have been me. I believe Ori and Jane could both land someone if they just put in a little effort. Do you think I haven't put in effort? Do you honestly think I haven't put in effort? Like... Are we... I'm going to refrain on comment. You haven't been on dates in years. This isn't fair, guys. This isn't fair. So presumably the effect is medium at best. Yeah, I haven't got... I'm just embracing my crazy cat girl lady future. What? Don't worry, Ori. We can all stay single. Yes. Okay, anyways. What's worse, lack of interest or lack of effort? Marriage in this economy? I think marriage is efficient, right? Ah, yes. My first thought, marriage is efficient. Maybe that I shouldn't be getting married. Anyways. That does not matter. Counters. Counters. The reason why we're doing it every 400 counts. I'm actually going to do a safety check here. Counter equal, counter equal 1. I would get married for, like, the financial reasons. That sounds nice. Yeah, exactly. And also, yeah. I used to embrace my crazy neighbor future, then my ex came along and became my ex, and now I'm embracing my crazy wizard locked in the tower at the middle of the woods. Everyone at work keeps referring me to my fiance as ball and chain. It makes me very sad for them. Okay, Jake, do you work with a bunch of boomers? How many boomers do you work with, and why do you only work with boomers? Is my question. Dude, they just hate their wives. I have no idea why, dude. Every boomer, every boomer I've ever worked with is just like, yeah, I gotta go home to the wife. It is so boomer coded. Anyways. Boomers all hate their wives. It's very true. Exactly. Anyways. I never understood that. Yeah, I don't understand that either. Anyways, we're going to reset it back down to 1 just in case we overrun it. It shouldn't never happen, but just in case. Every 400, 500. Let's do 500. We'll do like every 11 seconds, just in case things go fast. I work in a very work here for the rest of your life kind of place. I see. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, most wives got married until like the 1970s were not able to keep their own credit. Yes, that's correct. Anyways, code. Code's looking good. What we need to do is take our initial scores. Honestly, I might just do a default resting heart rate. What's my current heart rate? Like 90? How are we going to do heart rate? Hold on. Let's think of how we're going to figure out heart rate. Actually, first... Yeah, I'll just take initial score, so... just mark heart rate with a rand int for time being. No, we're not going to do rand int. I'd rather do something accurate. I just found a career that I didn't want... I found out too late that I didn't want to be an engineer for a career. Wait, are you an engineer currently? No, I mean, like, to get the code working? Oh, that's okay. I don't know how to get code working, silly. Silly Billy. I don't know how to write working code. I'm just a silly little guy. I'm just a silly little guy. Oh, right, my bad. You just work here. Now you're getting it. But I realized my dream job was a teacher. Can't you be, like, an engineering professor if you want to swap? Can't you just get, like a teaching certificate and then teach, like, STEM in high school or something? And I don't believe the deli slicer thing requires a, doesn't require, like, any specific training. Okay, so counter. Take our initial score. Work out. Work out. Workout starting score. It wouldn't make nearly as much, unfortunately. Yes, because they're generally tied to... Engineers are well compensated. Engineers are very well compensated individuals. Do any non-Americans know what a coyote is? I'm sure non-Americans know what a coyote is. Okay, so we are going to do this times this, and then... times our temp in degrees C. Temperature. Okay. That should be your initial score. Honestly, do we even need to take your initial score? Is there any point in taking our initial score? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. Because initial score doesn't matter. Because we're just going to get a workout score like every 10 seconds. No, there's not, but it will get overwritten on the first tick for science. Yeah, I think this is fine. Also, it wouldn't have gotten over because we have the starting score and current score. So it wouldn't have been overwritten. I didn't really explain that in code. But the way that it's way that this counter code is written, that it will only enter this conditional once, and this gets set down to 1, so it will never counter will never equal 0 again. It will go from 1 to 500 repeatedly. 501 actually, but that doesn't matter. Oh, actually go to... I could set this guy to 0, technically. Well, there's no reason to. Anyways. We're just going to make this a heart rate calculator. How are we going to calculate our heart rate? How calculate the heart rate? You guys saw the graphs earlier. I think if we do running average, do we just take a running average? Is a running average a good idea here? Is running heart rate... Okay, I'm thinking. Sorry. Okay. So the reason why I'm thinking is because calculating the heart rate is going to be difficult. So we have the up and down moving line, but we don't know... Or the values, we don't know what they're going to be necessarily. We know the gap is going to be anywhere from 30 to 60. We could just do whenever it goes up by more than 10, but not 100. That would be sufficient, realistically. But that depends on the sampling rate. Does it matter? Just do like when it changes directions? Okay, I know what to do. This is gonna be really weird. Int meeple int window 1. Now, I could do an array here. I'm not going to, because I think arrays are ugly. Such a stupid idea, Ori. That's okay. That's okay. Jane's not watching. Jane's not watching, so she can't see us. People who code aren't watching. They can't see what we're doing. They can't see the crimes against humanity we're committing. If window if counter. So Jane, what I'm essentially doing is instead of making an array to hold our average values in a sliding window type thing, I am going to make separate variables and essentially do the same thing and then reset them because I have mental issues. I'm really trying to get my stupid thing working. That's okay. Dude, computers are just rocks that we taught to think, okay? Remember that. We just taught rocks to think. That seems fine. An array for this would get you something weird, which is too much. Yes. That was the thought. Yeah, fancy sand and other stuff. Yep, silicone dioxide. I wanted to have a rant about this, guys. Okay, hold on. I need to have a quick rant. Quick rant. Okay. Chemical names. No, Jane. Chemical names. They do not make sense. Okay? So if you say, like, if you say oxide, that's O2 or O3, depending, or phosphate. So depending on how you, like, do your nomenclatures for elements, it is so weird. Because if I say silicon, like, if I say silicon sulfide, like, how many of you guys know that that's two sulfurs? Or, like, you know, it doesn't make sense. And you know what is even worse? Even worse than that. is the fact that we already have a way of notating it properly. Because if you want to just say H2O, you would just say like dihydrogen monoxide, because they have the startings and the endings being like di, tri, like there are clear there's clear labeling behind it. And it makes no sense that then we go into like separate different bespoke names for everything. And it makes me super angry. And I don't care about structures. Listen, I have probably taken more chemistry than conservatively 98% of people. I would guess that I've taken more chemistry than like 98% of people. A stupid amount of chemistry. Because I was doing chemical engineering at a point. But like it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I know it can technically help you get like structures and stuff down, but it is terrible. It is terrible. Anyways. Oh wait, sitting guy. Yeah, I hate it. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I just got a bit excited. Also, Jane, I see you also started as chemical engineering based. Yeah, chemical engineering got boring after chemical processes. Or it just gets really... I dislike organics. Yeah, I took through... Again, I took chemistry... Or I took chemistry 1, chemistry 2, organic chemistry 1, organic chemistry 2, thermodynamics, and chemical processes before I decided that chemical engineering is kind of boring. Anyways. Yeah, it was suggested to me to take a computer science class, and I was like, whoa, this is incredibly stupid. I love it. Very nice, Jean. Okay, so we have our counters. Our counters are looking a-okay. I've never really used a computer before then. I see. Again, I've used a computer since I was like 5. So it's kind of been around my entire life. Like, I did not have a conscious life before computers. Okay. Counter equals 0, counter 1, counter 2, and then that should be fine. And then... we need to take old and new. I've wondered for a while, is there such a thing as theoretical chemistry, any great unsolved problem like in physics? What? Theoretical chemistry? So chemistry... So yes and no, Jove. So chemistry has a point where, like, super heavies, or, like, elements with, like, tons of different electrons and neutrons and protons and, like, different structures, exist. And I suppose you can talk about, like, their theoretical properties if you wanted to. But I don't know. I unfortunately... For lack of a better word, unfortunately, I think most of the... when it comes to elements, all the elements are pretty much discovered or theorized. So there's no real point in going beyond that. Or everything that is currently... yeah. Everything that is currently discovered is as relevant as chemistry for elements will ever get. There is no element that currently does not exist, or isotope, as far as I'm aware. There should be no isotope or element that exists that we don't already know about that will be important in the future. Because everything just, like, decays super quickly if it's not stable. And we basically have reached as much things as we can find that are stable. But yes, material science itself could be interesting, of course, if you like find new like combinations of materials, or like combination of elements that have like certain properties. See like organic semiconductors, which is Monka, but we don't talk about organic semiconductors here. Anyways, I just work here. I don't even work here, dude. I just stream here. I can't wait for a super helmet that is actually really stable. Ty, I will gift you 100 subs. I'll gift you 100 subs if that ever is the case. I will give you I could give you so many subs. It doesn't matter because the odds of that happening is 0. Because of the way elements work. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I just stream here. It's never 0. No, it is 0. I think there's an island of metastable elements somewhere. Okay, so there's an island of stability around 118 or something like that. And then there's a theoretical, another experimental island of stability, but that stability is going to be measured in nanoseconds. So no, you're never going to be able to accumulate more than a single molecule of it. And even then, funding it, no, there's no such, Ty, trust me on this one. No. I love element hunting as much as the next guy. I love what Berkeley's done. I love what the Riken Institute has done. I love what CERN has done. But it is no longer feasible, and it's no longer really worth it. Yeah, I know it's not happening. I just think it would be really funny. I would sooner eat my I will... Hold on. You can clip me on this, okay? If a new super heavy element that is discovered that is not currently theorized and is synthesized inside of a lab element, I will eat my shoe. Okay? And you can hold me to this. I will bake a shoe and eat it. Or I'll boil it and eat it, I guess. But yes, you can hold me to that. You can hold me to that. That is how confident I am. No, so the stability is measured in how long it takes to form an electron cloud. We'll say more than a second, though. We'll say more than a second. If it exists for more than a second, I will eat a shoe. Easy. I will boil a shoe and eat it. So yeah. Didn't the periodic table predict material properties decades before the element was actually detected? No. That's not necessarily true. Anyways. I love elements. I think some canvas shoes would be... I will eat shoes. Again, someone clip that. Someone feel free to save that. You can feel free to do whatever. And I will win that one. I will never have to eat a shoe. So long as I stream. Because basically people stopped hunting elements in like the late 2000s, I think. And no one's going to do it again. Because it's not really worth doing. Anyways. I need to focus. Please let the laws of comedy overwrite the laws of physics for this one. I don't think so, Chief. But you're welcome. If someone wants to try to prove me wrong, essentially what you do is you throw elements at each other at a high speed, but not so high speed that they just like instantly fall apart. So that they fuse. So good luck. I know they have like krypton lasers and stuff now, so you can throw some heavy objects, but no. Okay, again, I'm sorry for people who aren't watch me become a Nobel Prize winner just to prove a VTuber wrong. You would sooner win multiple Nobel Prizes You would sooner have an element named after you or win multiple prizes before you would get that achievement. I think it would be easier for you to win a Nobel Prize than for you to prove what I just said wrong. So good job. Or good luck. It works. Okay. If like, yeah. You might be better off using a free electron laser. So the reason... well, I'm not going to get into it. Finish my thing. Sorry, you should try ignoring me more. Okay. Anyways. I need to take the value. What we care about is the analog read value. Some crazy things have been done out of sheer... if people can break the laws of physics for pettiness, I would love that. I would be so happy for humanity. Listen, I would be so happy for you guys if you could prove me wrong on that. What if you guys do? That would be insane. Like, there's no way that you guys can. And also, we're streaming to, what, like 5 people? We're streaming to, like, 5 people. So there's no way that, like, anyone's ever going to, like... A, there's no way that anyone's going to care. And B, there's no way that anyone can just, like, break the laws of physics. Not even Tony Stark can get on that grind. Not even Tony Stark can get on that grind. I would view a massive scientific and name a spider's massive one. Oh, no, definitely. We'll give Yamcha a call. Yeah, Yamcha solos us. Yamcha would be able to make another element. Why am I going to the Hadron Collider? So you need something better than the Large Hadron Collider if you're going to make elements that aren't already theorized. So good luck about that. You'd need a very nice collider and other things. If there's a possible way to influence the strong force, maybe it's a okay? The even larger collider. Yeah, those don't take... Those don't take, like, an absurd amount of time and hundreds of millions of dollars into the... like, tens of years, typically, and hundreds of millions of dollars. But who am I? I don't know theoretical physics. I just work here. anyways, I'm just a little guy. Okay, ADC values. Good luck, Jove. If you can, I'd be so proud. Oh, like... Oilers, we have a project. Okay, we need to figure this out. There are some commercial colliders out there that you can go and rent and get a slot on one of those. The time to... So typically when you calibrate... Well, actually, you need a custom-made usually, and then you need a custom-made beam, and calibrating the beam and calibrating the actual elements that you're using. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, Chief. Thank you for throwing a nickel, or 2 nickels at my face. Red epicness. The swarm funding a particle collider just for a bit would be so on brand. I think you could synthesize, like... Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. You could synthesize some stuff if you knew what you were doing, but you'd never... You wouldn't go that far. Apparently LL and L and LB and L. Oh. Thank you for throwing 4 nickels at my face. Or 2 dimes. Or 20 pennies. Thank you for throwing a quarter and 4 pennies at my face. Okay, please don't just have me make change. Jane, please. Jade, please. Jade, please. 1 quarter, 1 dime. 1 nickel. 1 quarter, 1 dime, 1 nickel. And 3 pennies. And then 1 dime and 1 nickel and 2 pennies. I worked retail. I've gone over this. Well, I've worked in restaurant industry, which is worse in my opinion. Trauma. Okay, and second counter. $37. Do you do change in euro cents? No, I do not. 37 cents is... Wait, I thought someone already did that. A quarter, a dime, and 2 pennies. And then 177 E. So how far did you get? I don't know. I'm making change, apparently. All I do is make change. $1, 3 quarters, and 2 cents. When did I start? What did I start? You started making stuff, anyways. Change is good. Making change is hard. Be the change you want to see. Okay. Second counter equals second counter plus 1. Okay, just do the square root of 19 to your head to 14 decimals. There is no way. There is no way I could do that. I could do that on paper. Are you making more streaming not counting experiences than working retail? Are you making more streaming not counting experiences than working retail? I don't work as a streamer. I don't work as a streamer, Jove. If we're counting the profit, air quote profit I've made, definitely air quotes profit. I am in the whole several $1,000s. I'm in the whole thousands of dollars, actually. Like, multiple thousands of dollars. And that's perfectly okay, because this is a hobby. And I do this for fun. But yeah. Okay. Only thousands? Look at this guy, what a show off. Only thousands? Okay. Do not do that, Cogs. Please do not unironically do that. The fact that I had to do taxes this year is already monka enough, man. Listen, I just wanna be a little guy. Okay. Pokemon's not here, so I can use state machines, right, guys? I read on the internet that you can write. If I counted how many thousands of stuff I use, mostly unused, and laser engraver, I'd have it 80%. Yeah. I'm just gonna switch back to Pokemon music. I need to focus. We love state machines. Yeah, this isn't actually a state machine. This is... I just made this up on the fly machine. Okay. So, right now... I really hope you did not ask them. Like, obviously you did it as a joke, but still, like, you should not have done that. Okay. Int first value 0, int second value 0. Okay, so essentially, hobbies are to spend money on computer hardware as I don't actually need it. Yeah. Okay, so I already forgot what I was looking for. Great. Great job. Great job, Ori. You're doing such a good job. Alright, second counter. Int first, second counter, first value. If second counter equals 1, first value equals. So what I essentially need to do is I need to find the first value, second value, then compare, see if there's a rising or falling edge, and then do something based on that. I can totally do that because I am the best dolphin in the history of dolphins. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna need temp dot temperature times absolute value of this plus this times our... No, this isn't what we're doing. We're calculating a heart rate at the moment. So this is... all of this code is just so we can calculate a heart rate. Okay. First value, second value, or you need to apply the apps on each direction. So they were scaled in such... I didn't actually do it, but it was inside of this. They were inside the same scope, so it would have been fine. Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're so right. So true, bestie. So true. You're right. You're right. But that's not what we're using these for, because we need ADC values. Okay, so first value, second value, first value equals window 1 plus window 2 plus window 3. And then we need to do the same thing. We don't need to divide by 3. There's no real reason to divide by 3. You could. There's just no reason to. Else do that. And then we run a comparison at the end. So if first... So we are only detecting if first value, if second value. This will check it every time. This will check it every time. This will check it every time. What does that mean? Okay, that means it doesn't matter. So do we need to run the comparison every... So first value, second value, first value, second value. It will always be running a comparison. It will always be running the comparison. Just code it the easiest way first and see how things go. First value. Okay, so if first value is... So if we detect, if first value is more than second value plus 20. So if it sees nothing, it will be fine. And then it will be shifted to second value. And then on downwards. Okay, I believe this is correct. Then... So if first value plus 20, if first value plus 20 is more than or equal to second value, int heart beat equals 0. Heartbeat titted equals itself plus 1. We don't need to extrapolate it. So heartbeated, and then... So it's going to detect the number of heartbeats that we have. Okay. And this should only occur if we are done accumulating values in our ADC window, which is correct. And then if we reach this, our value times 400 being 20 seconds. We want it to put it out every 20 seconds for 20 seconds. So the reason why we get 20 seconds here is 50 milliseconds times 400 is 20 seconds. There's 20,000. 20,000 milliseconds is 20 seconds. So taking that into account, we are going to do heart beated equals heart beated times 3. 20 seconds per reporting cycle, comma. Multiply to get resultant. Okay. And we will just pull a single, I think just pulling a single acceleration value should be fine. Or do we want to pull, nah, we'll just pull a single acceleration value. I don't really feel like pulling multiple. And then single is fine, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Workout current score. So our workout current score is equal to heart beated times absolute value of a dot acceleration dot x. So put this guy in brackets, plus this, plus y, plus z, close the brackets, and then multiply this by temperature, which is just temperature. Then what we want to do is go ahead and reset everything. Beated equals 0. So that resets down the heart beated counter. Counter goes back to 1, so we'll loop back through, and then it will go. This also has a maximum theoretical heart rate. I don't care. Of is not feasible to reach. Okay. And then what we need is a serial dot print line workout current score. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even check if we have any compilation issues. Guys, we just wrote all of that without a compilation error. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, by the way. We just wrote all of that without a compilation error. Sorry. Yeah, I'm goated with the sauce, bro. I'm goated with the sauce. Okay, and then serial dot print line heart beated. I don't know what that means, but congrats. It just means that we said our magical spell correctly on the first try. We'll see if it actually works though, which is the test that we care about. Okay, let me get this guy, and yes, I am goated with the sauce. Quirked up white boy, busting it down. Yeah, I'm a quirked up white boy. Totally. Alright. Let's go ahead and reprogram this guy. Now, of course, I probably made an error somewhere. But that's okay. Making errors is a part part of life. Hold on. Tools, serial monitor. And then what we need to do is I need to get rid of all this. No prints. Remember, no prints. Okay. I wonder if it's going to be correct, guys. Do you think it'll be correct on the first try? That would be amazing if it's correct on the first try. So if we get like our heart rate within like plus or minus like 10, I'd be over the moon. I'm giving it like 30%. Dude, that's generous, guys. That's generous. You know, I'll give some subs if it works first try. 80%. Hold on, I have an extra print. Streamer gifting subs. I don't get it. What's wrong with gifting subs? Yeah, sure. Poll? Is it poll? Poll. Oh, sorry. I would not believe in me, guys. Prediction, start prediction. Hold on, I'm going to change the question. I'm not going to show it, but will this accurately display my HR in 5 minutes? Okay. A prediction has been started. If you gift subs, you're just gifting Bezos money. I mean, but I want to give people subs if they don't have subs to the channel. I learned my lesson last time. Good for you. Doesn't need a redefinition. I also think that everyone, even remotely aware of this stream, has a sub anymore. Insane prediction. Y'all are insane. Everyone is all in on this. No one's all in on this. It's like a dead 50-50. So again, I gave myself 5 minutes to display the heart rate. So yeah, we'll give it 5 minutes. It's not bad, but essentially just a financial loss giving it to Twitch, even considering it's financial loss anyways. Okay. I need to clear this. Every 20 seconds we should get something. 0 and 0. Let's see. Okay, so it's not detecting us having a heart. Much like real life, we don't have a heart. Okay, so real quick, it is definitely heartbeat that's causing issues. First value, second value. Else goes all the way through. Before he doesn't have a heart. Okay. If first value, if second counter. Second counter equals second counter plus 1. Second counter modulus else is equal to that. Second counter should be iterating itself. If that's working. Why isn't this working? Guys, you better start voting no. Would a higher or lower heart rate be easier to measure? I honestly don't know. Does the item currently display an accurate? Yes, it does. Serial dot print line. We need to put some debugging. Please don't actually all in on that, Jane. Like, unironically, do not all in on that. That's a very bad all in. How much time I have left? I don't know. 5 minutes after the timer. Scam. No. It's 5 minutes from when I started it, or from when I started working on it. So like 4 minutes left with the poll. I would wager bits if I could. Do not wager action. You can't, first of all. All in on maybe. Serial.println. Poll still has 6 minutes left to vote, Ori. Then it still has 2 minutes left for me to figure it out. Now doesn't it? I wonder what the problem is. Probably me. Okay. First things first is I am trying to see. I mean that people can still change their vote. Wait, how do I... And streamers can't cast prediction. What? The problem is the code. Of course the problem's the code, dude. Us making compilable code. Always vote no, by the way. Always vote no. Please always vote no, by the way. Please. You voted 1. Hold on. A fool on their channel points so easily parted. Now vote the fun option. You guys are a bunch of cowards. Alex, I better not see you vote 2. Alex, if I see you vote 2, I'm gonna throw, like... I'm gonna time you out for 3 seconds. Maybe 4 seconds, I don't know. Depends on how generous I'm feeling. ... Okay, so it's not currently detecting the beat. That's what's happening. So that means our final code is not working as expected. Which makes no sense to me. Else. And then if first value. So why isn't this ever entering? This should be an if first value is more than second value. If first value is more than second value. Oh, nice. I just got more channel points. Don't gamble. Okay, so why is it not detecting it? Heartbeated, heartbeated. It's not detecting our heartbeat. It's not detecting a heartbeat, even if I am. It should be detecting those beats. Okay. I'll lock in. Dude, I'm so tempted to just bait Alex out of. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted, bro. The time is long over. I mean, the poll hasn't even been settled yet. Okay, so 2's never being reached. Got it. Oh my gosh, I have... Also, this poll's not clear either. Yeah. You guys don't have faith in me. I don't like that. Because Alex has been watching this stream a lot. I really want to get this for the... Okay, okay. You know, the poll hasn't ended yet. And, you know, it's still... I'm gonna pull the project will be done in 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes for the poll ending. It's pretty close on detecting it. Let's see what values it's spitting out. I think it's actually pretty close. You can cancel a poll. Wait, did the poll cancel? It's okay. The poll ended. Not if they want to be funny. Poll ended. You know, I'm never going to end the prediction. Scam. Gonna scam you out of your channel points. I can hear that in Alex's voice, by the way. I can hear that in Alex's voice. Alex is legit ad skill issue. I agree. 5 minutes of poll ending. The poll lasted 10 minutes. Some people put in their votes. I'm sorry, Alex, but some people put in their votes, like... Some people put in their votes, like, right as the poll was ending. Let's just start counting time. Yeah. Yeah, someone please tell me when it's been like 5 minutes from poll ending. That is definitely fair. I don't think it's going to work, so you guys are probably good. Yeah, it's still accumulating 0 here. Because I am unbelievably stupid. I am unbelievably stupid. Watch it just work after I just do this one single change, and then Alex, how many points did you bet on this? Alex, how many points did you bet on this? Dude, I'm so hoping this works. I'm just so hoping this works. This will be great if it works. Like, you can see my heart rate increasing rapidly. Oh, this will be so great if this works. Oh, yes. $69. It's getting close. It's pretty close, Alex. No. Yes. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. 87. Current heart rate is 99. Alex, I think it's pretty close to working. That's pretty close to working. Guys, what do you think? Do you guys think that's close? Does it take an overall average? I mean, we'll see. It should reset itself back down. I think it's good. Yeah, I think it is actually okay. It's not great, but it works. You have to ask people that not Gambit, though. Okay, I will ask people that not Gambit. Okay. So we will decide. The last one is 120 when I'm 94. Way too low. I mean, we could just take the average out over like 5 heartbeats, or 5, and that would work. Yes, that's wrong. 90. Okay, okay, so someone who has not betted. Someone who has not bet. Someone who's not bet, could I please get a verdict? Someone who did not bet, anyone who did not bet, please give a verdict, and you will be the decider. Did anyone not bet? iTwins did not bet. Okay, so iTwins. I haven't changed the code. I haven't changed the code. So, this is what it looks like. And we're seeing if the heart rate works. It currently detected 141 when it's 96. Let me be as still as possible so it gets an accurate number. $96. Ooh, dude, it's 96 when I just stay still, though. Hold on. Staying still again. Wait, hold on. That's wrong. Alex, I think the real one was 89 there. 78 when it's 82. Alex, I think you're just actually wrong. I think it's actually working. 78 when it was 82. The bet was if the system works. If we are able to detect the heartbeat. Dude, it works when you're not moving. Oh, yeah, yeah, of course. Like, what? But you had 15 minutes instead of 5? Dude, look at this setup. Look at this setup. Stop swimming. It's got some bugs, but it looks working to me. All right, twins, let's get your decision. That was 111 when we were at 101. Twins, your decision is... Oh, epic. Is it working? 3 of 20 values were correct. Someone's just mad, bro. Someone is just mad. Wait, Wolf did also no vote. Oh. Difficult decision. Wolf, is the heart rate tracker working? Hold on. So current value is saying So our current heart rate's down the bottom right. And then it's displaying the heart rate. It's displaying the heart rate every 20 seconds. So hold on, let me shuffle this. So 75 when it's 92. Keep in mind it's only taking 20 seconds of data. The fate of the point now economy. Yeah. All right, so is it working or is it not? This is like, it's very unstable. I'm having a literal crash out, but it's absolutely wrong. Wolf, what's your take? Boulder, exactly. So here's my answer. It's working in persons. Also, 20 seconds is a lot. You should reduce it down to their set sample. Unstable doesn't mean it's not necessarily working well. Unstable does mean it's not working well, but... Working or accurate? Working. AKA it detects when you do something. Okay, so... What is the poll? What does the poll say? Or the prediction? Will this accurately... It does say accurately. 138 out of 84. Accurate? No. Okay. So, it does say accurate. No, we don't need to look at that. Okay, so... Yeah, it's a little far off. But it's... Okay, to be perfectly fair, guys, it's not accurate. Yeah, to be perfectly fair, I mean, it's literally a force-resistive sensor. Like, anyways, now we just need to get this integrated in our system. Wait, or question. Is this the other pulse meter using a blood oximeter risk? Where is the other one located? It's located on my chest. This one is, again, so one is located on my chest and it is a typical, not accurate, and you had 3x the time, but honestly, yeah. Yes. Anyways, so next. That is unfair to the hand sensor. I mean, yeah, I guess. Chest one is a light blood oximeter, electrode or the other, yeah. Okay. What was the exact wording of the prediction? I mean, honestly, the other monitor could be off. We just don't know it. I mean, it's changing. It is... It is this. Okay, could someone please vote? I'm going to... While this is running, I am going to... I'm going to revamp some of the code just a little. But the results are already locked in. Don't ignore any future stuff from here. Okay, then my verdict is no. Well, it might be working 5 minutes from now. No, it has been the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes has happened. You guys are like... Okay, but the people who are saying it's not are just, like, coping harder. Because it's really only if I'm moving that it's not, like, within, like, 20. Like, obviously it's not, like, super close, but it's, like, plus or minus, like, 20. This is a win-win. Either I win or Alex loses. Yeah. Okay, so now what I need to do is finish this guy off. So if we take a look at this code. I placed a bet so it doesn't close it. So what is the final decision? What does the jury say? What does the jury say? Oh, and then... Hold on. Let me actually work out with it. Hold on. I have to take the entire breadboard with me. One sec, guys. I gotta take the bread boy with me. To the exercise bike. My vote goes on no. The council says no. The council said no. Okay. The council said no, so 2. If there is this much disagreement, you can cancel a prediction, but that's lame. For the hardware that's Valve, I don't think it's physically possible to get it much more accurate. Knaps also didn't vote. Okay, I have to hold this away, but let's see. Boop. I'm not going to consume chocolate. Okay, hold on. Time to work out and see if the score increases or not. We actually have to see if the score increases. What if the score doesn't even increase, bro? What if I just did all this effort for nothing? Oh, wait, I need to clear the... One second, needs to be a bit closer. So I just saw a no from iTwins, and what about you? And okay, red Knaps. Okie dokie. It's not accurate, sadly. Okay. I feel like this is a massive amount of non-believers. Really slid the vibe here. You killed it so good. Also, why is it not? Why is it not putting anything out on the serial port now? Hello? Hold on. Need to make sure this guy is putting something out. Oh, thank you so much for following, Lazzy. Okay, yes. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to work out and see if we can get the number higher. So I'm going to work out and see if I can get the number higher real quick. What is this? What is the sensor you have on my hand? It is a force resistive sensor. So as I am moving, what should happen is this number should be going up. So this number is currently sitting at 50K, and I'm currently riding a bike. So as we increase the number, the counter should go up. Keyword should. Oh, 31. How did it detect the heart rate? It detected it with a pressure resistor. Sorry, it's hard to talk and bike at the same time. Also, I'm in like jeans and a lab jacket. Okay. Okay. Score's looking good. Our score's looking good. I think this is working. Guys, is this working? I think it is working. Okay. Ah, dude. Hold on. One sec. I think the acceleration has issues. One sec. One sec. Let me place this here. Place this guy here. Give me a try. Yeah, I think so. I think this is working. The score generally goes up as you exercise. So yeah. We have successfully made a workout-o-meter. Whew. Apologies. And it is working, all things considered. So again, we have a force resistive sensor here that is detecting our heartbeat. So essentially, whenever our heart beats, it presses against the sensor and makes it louder. And then that is detected in our circuitry. Oh, I'm going to take this guy off. We are also detecting our body temperature and acceleration data. So I have this strapped to something that was moving. So that part's good. And then we just fuse all the results to get your score. So yes, it did work. However, the outcome is no. But yes, so this did work. Our project did work successfully. I would say this is a great success. So who... holy moly. So we will be starting a new project on Monday. Who, if anyone, would you guys like to raid today? Who are we thinking? If Ty's streaming, I'd like to hit Ty. But yeah, project success. Jake create? Okay. We will raid Jake. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are able to have a good evening, afternoon, and night. And I will see you guys on the flippity flip. So yeah. Yeah, I'll be starting a new project on Monday. See you guys later.